Hey, welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Hey.
I feel welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm back.
That was the whole point. Owen's back.
Hey, everybody.
I forgot he left. That was such a good episode.
Hey.
Owen, you need to center your camera down just a little bit, bud.
That's fine. Who cares?
Oh, there it is. No. Yes. No. Too much. Too much. Wave off.
My Stargate and
Doctor
Who shirt?
Doctor Who shirt. That's pretty cool.
I get it.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
We need to start work. Oh,
I need a webcam because that way I could put it on my big monitors and look at you guys instead of the small screen.
Those are still kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Good ones are hard to find, or
Yeah.
they're like $300.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the Gadget Spot, where we talk about tech gadgets and video games. Let's go ahead and introduce our panelists, starting with our returning panelist, Owen.
Yes.
Back after his one episode hiatus.
Yeah. Hey, my name's Owen. Follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. Sometimes I lurk on there. It's like a 40% chance that if you message me, I will see it and respond to you.
40% is kind of high.
Okay, you didn't have to do that, but okay. You could have let me have that.
Wait, do people actually message you though?
Yeah, they do. Like, I get tons of stuff from like life coaches and stuff.
I message him when I'm slightly inebriated.
That too. I enjoy those the absolute most.
I just see you checking your text messages when I'm like just ramping up and just like Tina from Bob's Burgers just.
Yeah.
What an underrated cartoon. Bob's Burgers is so good.
Seriously. Oh man, so good.
All right, Jarron.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me at Twitter on Jarron. No,
Yes.
switch it
Actually,
around.
you nailed that.
Yeah. Okay. And I have nothing else to say. James.
All right, James.
Oh, what's up, guys? I'm James. You can catch me here, or the reason why I was asking Owen to reframe his camera was because now you can watch us on YouTube. Because
Yeah.
all of our stuff's getting uploaded. And if you wanted to see our show notes, those are also on YouTube.
That's a bit
Also-
easier than going to that Google Drive doc.
Yeah. Well, you can either do that. I mean, you can go to the Google Drive doc, or honestly, our website works just fine, gadgetspot.net. I mean, that has a link to literally everything, including our phone number. But you can catch me specifically on Twitter at JDD Jensen, or on the various gaming platforms, not including but not limited to Epic, Steam, Battle.net, at my name's Funeral Taters. So, yep. But you know who else is on all those platforms? Is our host. His name's Tony.
Hey, my name's Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, or on the Geek Show podcast. And you can find those wherever fine podcasts are available, and the Twitter app. Let's see.
Oh wait. Can you say that one more time, Tony? Can you say,
What?
can you say how awesome you are one more time? One more time. Just do it. Just do
You
it.
want me to
Just
say
one
it?
more time.
I don't
Yeah,
get
just say how awesome you are. I want to do
My
something.
name's Tony and I'm awesome.
James has been playing with the soundboard. Got it hooked up to the computer. Catch me
It's
on
weird.
Twitter.
It's weird not
Yeah, a little late, but you got it.
it's weird
Yeah,
not
I
it's
wasn't
weird-
ready.
It's pretty weird to have that be legitimate now. And not just you doing it with your mouth, James. That's weird. I mean,
All right. We need to give a shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, because they are the best. They donate to our Patreon and keep us with enough cashola to keep posting the show and buy equipment and buy a few things here and there to review.
Oh, is that going to be a standard feature now?
I have 6 sounds pre-programmed.
I have 6 sounds.
That didn't
I
answer
had-
my question. Very,
had-
very nice lead.
Well, I mean, if it gets bad, I can mute him from my end.
Oh, okay. So,
We're not quite there yet, though. Continue, Jared.
Patreon is a chance for you guys to tip us. It's like a digital tip jar. And sometimes we post content, though that is irregular, especially now that we don't get together in person. But maybe someday. So if you donate $6 or more, we read your name on the show as a big thank you. And so here we go. Thank you, AJ Jasper, David Roshinsky, Austin Beauregard, Aaron Young. Thank you, guys. And masks. We don't need no stinking masks. Josh Dorius.
Oh, I don't
Brian.
know if I agree with that.
We don't need
I
no
think
stinking
I think it's
masks.
sarcasm.
I hope it's sarcasm.
Josh Dorius, Brian J. Vander Zowen III, Aaron Lankford, Claude Gilbert, Dick Messerly, Splinter, Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Joe, Adam Foote, Ryan, Michael Beck, Wiffleball Tony, Conrad Southworth, Matthew Bailey, V for Valentine, and Twyman. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. We
I love
you.
all those guys.
All
All of
right,
them.
shout out as well to Biobidet. Go to biobidet.com if you want to clean your butt with water, as you should, because it is so much better than TP alone. Use
Or if you
code
just wanna
Gadget
tickle
Spot. You tickle it. You can give it the real rush of water. Clean it off thoroughly. Use code Gadget Spot and get 10% off your order at biobidet.com.
I like to call it the bum rush.
I was going to say the bums rush, but I just didn't feel. But now that you say it, it sounds better than it did in my head. Well done.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
just keep in mind, it is a rush. It's not an invasion.
Yes.
Unless you turn it up really far and you've eaten a lot of Taco Bell recently.
Ooh, I had Taco Bell tonight. I do not regret it. It was delicious.
Oh,
$5
and that
box?
makes. I think I'm gonna go get that. That's what I'm getting. I just decided.
All right. Do we have any emails today?
No emails, but we got a Twitter message that I think would be appropriate to read aloud.
Well, let's do it.
All right, so we got one from Ghostbuster Bob. He says, I have an Apple time capsule, 802.11ac from 2013, that has worked wonderfully for me.
Barf.
I no longer need local backup. I only use wireless devices, several streaming videos simultaneously. Would a new router give me more speed or extra features? What do you recommend? I personally have owned an Apple, was it a time capsule or was it just their router, whatever
I
it's
think
called?
you just had their router. Their time capsule is just the router with a hard drive in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all
Yep.
it is.
And I absolutely hated it. I had so many issues with it. However, that being said, if your network is stable and is doing good, I mean, keep with
Yeah.
it. That's my opinion.
What year was that? What year was that?
2013. He's been riding that bad boy for 7 years.
So he's on wireless and maybe.
No, he says AC.
He says AC.
Oh, really? AC. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think Apple ever got to AC.
I
with
don't
their
think they
time.
ever did before they bailed, but maybe they did for
But
a little bit.
yeah, I definitely agree with Jarron. Wireless networks, in my opinion, are if it ain't broke, no fix it. Don't fix it kind of a situation.
No fix it.
Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
I can't handle
Yeah.
that. I have to have the fastest protocol. Like for me, I'm on N right now, and I feel like I have to upgrade to AC soon.
Well,
If
I've
you're-
had AC
if you're
for a long
on-
time, so
yeah.
I guess
If you're on
yeah.
end, I would say the upgrade to AC is worth it. But
Yes.
as my recent experience has shown me, don't do Wi-Fi 6 yet. It's just not necessary. AC is pretty darn fast.
Wi-Fi 5 is just fine.
Yeah,
What they
Wi-Fi
call the new
5
one?
and AC is the same thing.
Yep.
Are they calling the
exactly.
new one AX? Is that the new pro?
AX, but they're trying to just get it to straight numbers now.
Right.
Wi-Fi 6 is what
Right,
they
right.
want it to be. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised too, though, that Ghostbuster Bob has had a great experience with that Apple Wi-Fi, because that would make him the only person I've ever heard of that's had a great experience with Apple Wi-Fi products.
At
Right.
my height of Apple consumerism, I bought one and had really
Oh,
bad
man.
experience.
You defended that thing to the death until you finally couldn't anymore, and you just said, that's it, I'm out.
Well, correct me if
Yeah,
I'm
I
wrong.
didn't like it.
To access those things, don't you have to have a Mac? Like
No.
you
Or
have,
an iOS device.
iPhone.
You
Yeah.
have to have an iOS device, right? Because
Right.
that is my biggest problem, is that routing and computing is universal. So to lock the interface for those Apple router devices to a Mac device or Mac OS only really just ticks me off.
And that's one
Yeah.
of the reasons it's not for you, and they don't make them anymore.
Well, that's right.
Tell them,
Say-
Owen.
Yeah, I told
there
him.
you go.
I thought about telling him, then I told him, and now we're talking about that I told him.
Yep.
Yeah.
As far as features go, though, unless you're like doing some crazy stuff, I don't think you really need to worry about features you're missing out on.
Well, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can't you just get, for your time capsule, just get a router that has a USB port and plug in a hard drive to it and make that a time capsule?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that with Asus routers.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be an
And
Apple
I think
router.
Netgear as well.
Yeah,
a lot of routers support the standard now.
Yeah, it's where you just a lot of portable hard drives even now have a network port on them, so they become like a NAS.
NAS, yeah.
So
And you can put
I've
tomato on
always
them.
had horrible experience with Time Capsule though. It like the backups get corrupted constantly, so you always have to restart the backup, and I just haven't. It's no good.
Well, there you go. There's your answer, Ghostbuster Bob.
If you want to find out how to write into us as a show, just go to gadgetspot.net. Down to the bottom, there's a place there that you can write in, or email us at gadgetspotcast@gmail.com, and you can do there, or you can call in because we got 2 voicemails.
Oh, we got 2 now.
Two?
All right.
Yeah, we got 2.
We got 2. Let's hear those.
All right. If you wanna call and leave a message, do it.
You-
Try to leave it around a minute, and our phone number is 801-742-1093, and I'll read that again in a minute. Here we go. Nope, wrong button.
I thought he was going to read it again.
Okay, 801-742-1093.
What's up, analysts? This is Lang. Hope you all are doing well. I just wanted to call in with a question. I am having troubles with my drone getting good reception to my device. What would be the best device to use for a drone, whether it be a tablet, a specific phone, whatever would work. Hope you guys are all doing well. Keep safe. We'll talk to you later. Lang.
Well,
Coat
thanks
hanger.
for calling in, Lang.
Yep, coat hanger. That's my official answer.
That's your official answer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it sounds like his question is he has a drone and he has trouble with the connection quality of the drone to his tablet or phone or whatever it is that he's using. So did he say what drone he has? I don't know.
Let me read
Because
through it.
the DJI drones use
It's not a high-end gaming rig. Oh, wait, no, that's not it.
the DJI drones use their own protocol.
It's just a cable.
Or Wi-Fi, and the radio is actually inside the controller, and then it's just a cable to the phone for the display and the video and stuff like that. So I'm not sure.
So I know other drones like the Tello, which is DJI kind of helps out making it, but it connects directly via Wi-Fi to your phone.
Oh.
So I think other drone brands may connect via Wi-Fi. But
Well, if that's the case, I would just recommend any phone that uses a Qualcomm Wi-Fi chip, because iPhones I'll use Intel, and they're worse than Qualcomm.
not all of them actually.
Pretty much.
It's split.
Throw out a percent. Throw out a percentage, Tony. Like 99%. You're gonna give him 1%.
No, seriously, they use multiple suppliers in their phones.
Oh,
like
I
they
thought
source
you
it
meant-
half Intel.
I thought you meant
Have
Intel's
Qualcomm.
not always worse than Qualcomm on their Wi-Fi.
No,
It is.
no. Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Qualcomm's always better. So that's the only kind of piece of advice I would say is if you have a device that uses a Qualcomm Wi-Fi chip, anything that has a Snapdragon in it, that's going to be a Qualcomm Wi-Fi chip.
My thought
and then
though.
certain-
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and if you get, luck of the draw on an iPhone, you can get a Qualcomm chip for that.
My thought though is it your phone that's the problem. I mean, do you have Wi-Fi issues with other devices with that
Could
phone?
be the drone, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it could be the drone. So try the drone with another device. If you're experiencing the same issues, then it's the drone.
Yeah. Test it with 2 or 3 devices, and if it's always a problem, I think Jarron's right. It's going to be your drone.
Way to
Thanks.
drone blame, guys.
Thanks for calling in, Lang. All right,
right,
we got a number 2.
We got a number 2, and don't forget, if
Voicemail?
you want to call in, it's 801-742-1093. Boop.
Hey guys, it's Landon. I just want to call and ask you guys a quick question.
Turn it up.
I have never ever tried VR before in my life. What is the best way I could go about doing that? I don't own a high-end gaming rig. I don't have a PC for that matter. But I'm interested in trying VR. I've never done it before. Is there a way for someone like me to give it a try without having to spend a huge investment on a PC or something like that? Love the show. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I got this one.
That was Landon from last week's episode.
He was Kirkland brand Owen.
The same Landon.
Yes,
How'd
he was.
he do?
He did good.
Yeah,
Good.
you
I
can tell
enjoyed
he was a
having
little bit
him on.
nervous.
No, he's good.
but, yeah.
He stoked some good conversation. He was a old developer. He worked for a gaming company. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And also my brother-in-law.
Anyway, so you got two you got two choices.
Sorry, I'm not touching any family jokes. Not even hitting any family jokes.
Not anymore, huh?
Nope. Can't get me to do it. Sorry, James.
There was like 3 jokes that flashed through my brain, and my internal filter is like, nope, can't do any of
Yeah.
them.
Kill all those.
Okay.
Anyway, so you
Just
got
happy
two
to be part of
choices.
Stuff.
If you own,
I have things to say. Brother-in-law.
Only the law could get you with some family, James.
ouch!
There it is.
I thought you were gonna hold that back.
Sorry, I got this
Oh,
chocolate. I don't know.
Now he's taking his shirt off or something. I don't know
That
what
was
he's doing.
brutal. Take your shirt off. Get out of here.
Well, sorry. He told me not to.
All right,
get a
two
little hot in my
choices.
office.
If you own a PS4, what did he say?
He said it's getting hot in his office.
Oh,
I think that's his anger boiling.
Man.
must
I don't
be.
have anger. You're not allowed to have it when you're adopted. They'll give you back.
Right?
All right. Let's continue on. Jarron, you have an answer for this VR question.
Two choices. If you own a PS4, you can get the PSVR, and it's an okay experience. I think the better experience, honestly, is the Oculus Quest. You don't need to own anything with that because it's all built in, and it's powered by just a smartphone chip, and it sounds like it would not be a good experience, but it actually is somehow. I have one, and you can play it just on the Oculus Quest itself, or you can hook it up to a gaming PC. You do not need a gaming PC, but there's plenty of pretty cool games for the Oculus Quest, like pretty much all the major ones, Beat Saber, Pistol Whip, some Oculus exclusives, and a bunch of others. It won't play like Half-Life Alyx or anything like that, unfortunately. You need a gaming PC for that. But I think it's a pretty solid device myself. I've tried PSVR a few times at my brother's house. It's pretty good. If you could pick one up for cheap, that might be a good route if you already have a PS4 and you don't want to spend too much. So those are my thoughts.
There you go. I would say also, I don't know if they're still around after the pandemic and everything, but remember VR Junkies is...
Oh, they are. I actually just saw them in Provo. They have a new location. Let me Google that really quick.
Good. Yeah, VR Junkies is a place you can go. They have several locations across the Wasatch Front where you can try out a VR system on a high-ish gaming PC, and you can go try it out for like half an hour for like, I can't remember what it was, like $15 or something.
Yeah. Looks like their only location's in Harriman now.
No, well, and that's the thing is I don't know if the one in Provo was new, because when I drove by, it looked newish. But yeah, they got one in Chandler, Arizona, Harriman, Utah, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Breaking Bad, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Wrigley, North Carolina.
Raleigh.
Tomato.
All right.
Potato.
Make your way over to Harriman, and
Or Wrigley.
that'd be a fun little outing if they're open right now during the pandemic, and just make sure everything's wiped down real good with Clorox wipes and give it a
I'm sure
shot.
they take care of that. They were pretty solid.
I'm sure
when
they
we were
do.
there.
Yeah. But that's another option, and then your
Don't get the Rona.
entry fee is only like $15 or $20. So there you go. Thanks for writing in, Landon. Okay, cool. We got a couple of stories to talk about this week.
Yep.
Some of them are cooler than others. It's been kind of a slow
Hey.
week. Well, I'm just saying there wasn't a whole lot of news this week. I mean, the most important
I
topic,
guess. The Crisis remaster?
anything related to Cyberpunk 2077,
Oh, I see.
didn't. There wasn't a whole lot. The only thing I saw this week for that said that they took wall running out of the game. It was in one of the playable, in one of the
It's a
real-time
shame.
break the game or
demos.
something?
Yeah, that's what they said. In the 2018 real-time demo, they showed it off with one of the developers playing it. But they said,
I love wall running.
I know,
It's like the
it can
best
be
thing ever.
It can be really cool, like in the Titanfall games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they said it for design reasons they had to remove it, and it's probably because it was game breaking, like ability, too powerful kind of a thing is what I assume. Or maybe it was just too hard to develop for with everything else they were trying to do in that. So
Yeah, they're not very talented developers. That makes sense.
man, the scope of this game, I'm going to gloss right over that.
I'm not going to touch that.
The scope of this game is so big that it doesn't surprise me that they'd have to cut something out like that. Just
It looks
because
ridiculous. Did you see? They released a bunch of new videos this last week about it.
So there was news in that they released a few videos as well as a bunch of outlets got to play it for about 4 hours, and they all just said it was super awesome and they can't wait to play more.
So they finished 0.3% of the game.
Exactly, yeah. That's what they all said basically. They're
Too
like,
big.
I got to play 4 hours, but I feel like I didn't get anything done because I was just trying to do everything. So
If they can make it big, but also make it so like you feel like you can take out bite-sized chunks of it and like still get something out of it. That's my biggest problem right now with Grand Theft Auto Online is just there's so much crap to do
yeah,
and so much crap that you got to keep up on that it's like it almost doesn't makes me not want to play it just because
well, this isn't
I don't make a dent every time I play.
This isn't an online persistent world. It's single player, so
It might as well be. Have you seen how big The Witcher is? That thing is huge.
yeah. That's where things like good side quests will come in because you can get in, do a side quest that takes 20 or 30 minutes, and then jump out. But anyway, yes, I managed to squeeze in Cyberpunk 2077 for at least 5 minutes, so I'm happy. I don't care what happens the rest of the show.
You're out.
Tony out.
Tony out.
Let's see. Speaking of games, though, there's a new Worms game on the horizon.
It looks pretty cool. So they just announced this today, and Worms has been a franchise forever. I remember playing it when I was growing up on my computer, and I just loved it. For those that don't know, it's a turn-based. It's kind of like Tanks, you know.
Yeah, or Scorched Earth was another one like that.
Yeah. But basically, you take turns and try to kill the other worm. The big change this time, it's real time.
So this is like Worms Smash Brothers, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of like Towerfall, Smash Brothers, and Worms all in one. And
Awesome.
I love those. I love those kind of games. And this looks so fun. They also have a battle royale mode, of course, because you can't be a game in 2020 without battle royale. And it'll be out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and it'll support cross-platform play. And I'm assuming other
it's not an
systems
exclusive,
as well.
is it?
I hope not. I'm hoping it'll be PC as well. They usually support multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Dude, this whole new trend of going cross-platform, I super appreciate that, man.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. But the graphics, it's very cartoony, so
Yeah, it looks
that's
like it reminds me of a better version of. You remember Worms 3D for the GameCube? It looks like that, but higher quality assets and less aliasing.
It's a similar art style to like Mario Rabbids.
But it's
You ever
still
played that?
It's still 2D though, isn't it? I don't think it's
no,
3D.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks 3D. Yeah, looks like it almost looks like a mix between that Mario Rabbids and like what's a really bad game? Squirt? No.
Oh, frick! What is that? Where you paint
Splatoon.
over things? Splatoon, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a mixture between those two.
the graphics are 3D, but it's still 2D style.
Yeah, you still play on a 2D plane, but the graphics
Yeah.
are 3D. Most companies, when they show that off, they call it 2.5D.
Yeah.
Tomato,
I'm
tomato.
super excited for it. I'm definitely going
looks
to pick it
cool.
up. Yeah.
There's so many explosions, just like a classic Worms game.
Yeah.
I hope that they all have like death noises like they used to have. Whee! Ooh.
They gotta have that. That's a Worms
Staple.
staple, yeah.
I kind of wish that they would stick classic Worms in there as well. So you can just have one Worms game to rule them all.
Well, you can usually find those on sale a couple times a year for like
Yeah, $2.
$6 or less, depending on
Yes.
what version you want to get. So
But they are not cross-platform compatible, Tony.
No.
How will we play them?
we could all play on PC because it requires about as much compute as a TI-84 calculator.
Remember when you had your iPhone 6, Tony, and we used to play Worms?
I do.
That was a good time. That's
Yeah,
a perfect phone game.
I wish they'd put it out on the phone again, an updated version.
Yeah,
That
because
would
like
be
you
awesome.
spend 2 minutes to do your move. The other person can do his move whenever he wants,
Yep.
and then when it's your turn, you get a notification. It was great.
It was fantastic. Very cool stuff. Also game related, Crytek has heard the internet and its cries.
Seriously though, what were they thinking?
Crysis Remaster has been delayed. It was supposed to come out July 23rd, I think, and a video got leaked, and I'm using quotes here, leaked about the launch video for it, and it did not look great.
It did not.
No.
I saw a tweet with a screenshot, and I opened it up. I'm like, this can't be the new one. This looks just as good. Well, the old one still looks good,
It
but it's not.
It still looks good, but it doesn't have a lot
It's
of the
not modern.
new stuff. Yeah, and
Right.
a lot of the modern effects.
And so I looked at it, I'm like, no, this is the old one, and it was the new one apparently.
Yeah, so if you can find the video online, and if you go through enough links on the article that we put in our show notes, you can get to the video. But it basically, it was only at 720p, so it looks kind of artifacty and compressed. So you can't hold that against it, because that's
Right.
the video stream itself. But as far as everything else goes, like the character animations and a lot of the other stuff, it did not, especially with Crytek touting this a few months ago as the Crysis remake. You remember how it melted your computers with its awesomeness back in 2007 or whenever it was? It's going to do it again. And it's like, not looking like that. It's not going to do it again. I also noticed too on that leaked video, the conversion or remaster, whatever you want to call it, is being handled by a company called Saber Interactive. And so I don't know if Crytek even has that much hands-on with the remaster, or if it's just a third-party Saber Interactive that's like, yeah, we'll do this for you, and they just kind of pumped it out. So
Kind of like what WB Montreal did to the Batman Arkham games.
yeah, except not even as much as making a new game, just taking an old game and shining up a few of the textures.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the internet was not happy, and Crytek said, okay,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
no longer coming out of the end of July. We're gonna push it back to an undetermined date. And
Gary, we have to try on this, Gary. We
They
can't
get to
take
be
it
the-
out, Gary.
The problem was, before this trailer a few weeks ago when they first announced it, they're like, it's going to have modern graphics, it's
Yeah.
going to support ray tracing, and this doesn't look modern at all.
no, they said it was gonna have all the modern stuff from the latest Cry engine, and yeah, this is no.
That's
Well,
a
now they
far
got-
cry.
Do you
from the
think the video was leaked on purpose to get the internet's backing behind it, so they could say, "Oh, don't release that," and then they get to be the hero because they're like, "Oh, we listened to the people,
So
and
I
they
think
said not to. They said not to release this, so we're gonna push this back."
I
for you."
really, yep, I
They
think
For you.
Sonic the Hedgehog
I-
themselves.
I don't think that their intention was to justify pushing it back, but I think they definitely leaked it out just to see what the internet would say. I'll bet if the internet had been like, cool, can't wait to play this, they would have been like, yep, coming out on July 23rd. But since they saw that,
rumor confirmed, yeah, they would have.
yeah, but since everyone saw it and been like, that looks like poop. Now they're like, oh yeah, no, well, we'll push back.
Please don't ruin this. This is my favorite game. Please don't ruin it for me.
Boo!
So, yep, there's that. Let's see. Do we have any more? I think that's pretty much all. Oh, we got some Animal Crossing news.
Yeah. You guys heard of Villager Haven?
No, what is that?
So have you guys been hunting for specific characters in the game? So Villager Haven. There's this one guy, and he hacked his Switch so he could get what's the Raymond? Is it Raymond? Is that
I don't know. I don't know all the characters because I don't even care about the ones that are on my island.
right? So there's a big
Yeah.
there's a bunch of
Can't
people that
confirm.
play this to get characters, right?
Right.
And the economy of Animal Crossing is just insane, right?
It's so crazy.
We've talked about the bell trading. We've talked about other, the turnip trading and all that. You can actually buy characters on eBay. They're hawking them there. Well, so this guy, Poke Ninja, he decided to do something about it, and he hacked his Switch and created the character, got the character. It doesn't say how he did that. And then he basically said, "Here you go. Anybody that wants it, come get him from my island." And within a day, he had requests coming in from everywhere.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
And he's now created a Discord and joined up with. There's tons of people, hackers and not hackers alike, that want to be a part of this movement. And so you can join the Discord, which you can find in the link in our show notes here. You can join the Discord. You open up a bot. You request whatever character you want, and then the bot responds and says, "Yep, okay, we'll get that. We'll notify you when it's ready, and you'll come to whatever island, and it'll be good to go. You can have this character, whatever character you're hunting for." And it's gone beyond that. So there's, obviously the hacking is a little bit in the gray area, because Nintendo could be like, well, but there's the movement. I guess the group of people now has expanded to people that literally just go randomly hunt islands and stuff like that. I don't play the game, so I don't know much about the random island exploring. But if they find it, they report it to that group, and then that group will go. They report it to the bot, or whatever the bot does. It will fulfill that request for the user, for the person looking for that character, and let them know, here's where you can find it. Here's the island. Go here.
I almost think that's like a love letter to the game. Like, that's how much people love this game, is they're willing to go that kind of length. You know?
And so there's a whole group of people now that are willing to hack their Switches to help with this, and they want to be a part of it. And you can go to the Discord. And the one thing they try and say is, like, we do try and stress that there is no time frame for when you'll get this character. Like, we don't guarantee by like 3 business days. It's not some sort of like, it's not some sort of business agreement where you're like, I did this.
This isn't a mattress firm.
Yeah, like this, they're doing this on their own time. He's like, there's real people in the background that have to do a lot of work to get that character, because it's not very easy to scale what he did. The original hack, I guess, is not very easy to scale up. So the only way to do it is very human interactive. So anyway, if you want to go get a character, if you've been hunting for one, specifically Raymond, I guess, is going crazy, but kind of the same idea as that bell trading, where it's or that turnip trading, where you can go to that site and queue up, and it's like this weird socialized like community now that is fulfilling a need within a digital economy. It's the strangest thing I've ever heard of. Right.
Yeah, but there's such a downside to that, though. Like, it kind of takes you out of the game.
Yeah, the whole point of Animal Crossing is to play the game in real time. So you have different things to catch each month and different things, but people aren't patient like that, and that they want their stuff now, and so it doesn't stop anyone from going the slow route. They just don't participate.
Well, and can they? I guess that's my question about the game. Isn't there some stuff that you may never get if you don't get it within a certain time period?
Well, it'll come around next year.
Yeah, a year. Yeah,
I don't know. You just gotta set a calendar date. That's all.
Mm-hmm. I would for sure take the fast route.
We know.
If it were me, I'm impatient that way.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, go check it out. Go check out the join the Discord. Get free characters. They do it for free too, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
So anyway,
there you go. And I think the last kind of game-related article here is how gaming, Minecraft, has become a safe haven of censored journalism.
Yeah. So these guys, I want to say the company is Blockworks. Yeah, Blockworks. So Reporters Without Borders and a Minecraft design company, Blockworks, have created a Minecraft server. They've created a digital library inside there, and you can go into that library and read any information that's been censored, anything that's been cut out of countries, all that stuff that in oppressed nations or countries where that there's no freedom of press or whatever, it's all posted in there full on with everything they need. And they even did some areas of the library, I guess, that honor some of those journalists that we've known, that have been known to have been silenced. You know, one of the most recently, one of the most famous ones was that Jamal Khashoggi guy who was murdered by the Saudis and dissolved in a vat of acid.
That's right. Yes, I remember that story.
So they've got some
Crazy.
they've got some exhibition halls honoring those guys. It's pretty cool. I haven't been able to log in there. But the link in this article that is in the show notes actually shows how to connect to it, the Minecraft server, because a lot of countries don't see that as a. So a lot of countries that block news outlets will block those news outlets and any IPs because they have to register under that company name, right? CNN or whatever. And so Minecraft, the gaming servers aren't really registered in that way, and so it's a lot harder to track them down and to do countrywide IP bans on those servers.
It makes you wonder if this is something that's going to be a maybe a permanent loophole, or if these countries that are already known for oppressive behavior will just cut out Minecraft servers.
Right. Which would, I mean, and that's what they say here. It isn't blocked yet, and so it's pretty crazy how I like to see that integration. Like that's kind of a cross pollination into real world for gaming, and so I always like seeing that where it serves some other application beyond just entertainment. You know, we talked about that ADHD game a couple weeks ago, and I really like seeing those type of games come out where they serve a different need than just pure entertainment.
But they still have that entertainment factor to it, which makes you actually want to play it.
This is what it reminds me of. This could be maybe a type of precursor to exactly what we saw in Ready Player One.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You get online in this persistent world, and you have access to everything the internet does through this game portal.
Right.
Interesting stuff.
It's just so weird. Like you think like post-apocalyptic, like I don't know, like where the government starts censoring speech and stuff, and you think it's going to be this like grandiose,
that would be
ultra
dystopian.
Polished. Sure, I don't read, so like you think it's going to be this like awesome, like cool, like Jedi temple looking thing where they go to like communicate, and it's this like 64-bit looking game.
Blocky looking game.
Yeah.
Although
it'll be in a museum one day, and they'll be like, and this is how the first world started. The first virtual world started right here.
Yeah, this Minecraft server right here. That's cool stuff. All right. We got to talk about, this was kind of an out of left field, really cool hardware announcement, Vizio's new TVs.
They announced them in CES, and they said
they didn't say anything about them for the last 6 months.
They said they'll be releasing in a few months. They didn't say prices, but then, as we all know, the world turned upside down. And they finally have announced prices. They're coming out, and the prices, as Vizio is often to do, are pretty cheap. So their new P-Series Quantum, I think it's interesting in particular because of the new consoles coming out this year. They support up to 120 hertz 4K. It has HDMI 2.1 to drive that, and it has variable refresh rate, so you can get
all the goodies.
Yeah, you get all the goodies with the new console. So if you're getting a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, you want a new TV with HDMI 2.1, and this one fits the bill. And so their P-Series Quantum it's not OLED, though Vizio is releasing OLED TVs later in the fall for very competitive pricing. But those will only come in 55-inch and 65-inch. But these P-Series Quantum, it goes up to 85 inches finally, which makes me happy because I'm in the market for an 85-incher with all the
It is interesting that you're able to say only 55 and only 65-inch. You know what I mean? It's like it's a good time that we live in, but it's also like, you know.
Man, when I was little, I had a 27-inch tube TV, and it was big at the time.
Yeah.
You know, that was in our basement. That was I would play N64 on it might have been a 32. Either way, 27 or 32, and it was like, that's a big TV. It wasn't like a big box. You remember the big box projectors, the rear projectors? Anything that wasn't those, 32-inch was big. And
it's
now,
as big as your computer monitor, which you sit a foot across.
I know,
from.
right? It's crazy stuff. And now a 55 is on the smaller end. It's crazy.
Yeah. So their high end stuff is crazy cheap, and it surpasses Samsung's and Sony's pricing by a couple $1,000s for a better device.
You get don't forget, you get the quantum dot panel, and you get full array local dimming on these.
Yeah, and the 85-inch has 792 zones.
Double the amount of zones they've ever done on a TV before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Their smaller TVs has less zones for the 75-inch has 480, 65-inch has 384. And what these zones are, they are LEDs behind the TV that will turn on and turn off with the scene. So it'll make dark scenes appear a lot darker compared to bright scenes. Coming in the mid-range. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, mine has 384. I have the 2019 65-inch P Quantum Series X, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it has 384, and it still has bloom that bothers me sometimes while I'm using it. And so it'll be interesting to see if the 85-inch with double the amount of local dimming zones, how much that will cut down on the bloom. The bloom can get kind of annoying if you start to notice it, but it usually after a few minutes kind of fades into the back of your head and you don't see it anymore. But when it's there, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, you mostly notice the bloom with menus.
That's true.
So like smart TV stuff or hooking up to a game console. But to me, full array local dimming, once like the actual content starts, you don't really notice the bloom too much. In games, it might be a little bit different because you still have like a heads-up display.
HUD, yes, exactly. Yeah. I notice it with the HUD, and I notice it on some TV shows or movies that are space-oriented, science fiction, because you end up with the blackness of space with like a bright ship that's reflecting from a star or something.
Dang it, that's like 50% of what I watch.
And you notice the bloom around the ship, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, if there was an 85-inch OLED for a reasonable price, I would totally get that.
Yeah, I'm splitting hairs. Obviously, it still looks really good, but I'm curious. I'm really curious about this 85-inch.
Yeah,
I think
and they also are releasing mid-range TVs for the lower price. They're only selling them on Amazon, which is interesting. These M series, P series sounds like it's going to be sold everywhere, but M series is just Amazon. But that goes all the way up to 65 inches. All the way down to 50 inches from like, what are the price? $750 down to $400. So those are some pretty good priced TVs right there. They don't have as good of features. They still have local dimming zones, not nearly as many. It doesn't get up to 120 hertz. It only does 60 hertz, but it'll still do the variable refresh rate goodness. So.
What were you going to say, James?
I was going to make a joke about blooming onion at Outback. But then I forgot that all the restaurants are closed and it's too soon.
I'm so hungry.
I think they're going to have a tier below the mid tier as well, where you'll be able to get like a 43-inch for $260 or something like that.
I thought you were talking about the blooming onion.
That goes to the V series.
Yeah, the V series.
And apparently it still has full array local dimming. But yeah, so they've got it in every price point here. My opinion is save up money for a month or two more and go for the M series if you can. But yeah, Vizio, I mean, they have TVs in all the ranges.
Yeah, and that 85-inch, what does it start at? $3,000, I think.
$3,000, yep.
That's crazy for an 85-inch with all of those features. You'd be paying $5,000 from any other manufacturer. $5,000, easy.
True, but wait till Black Friday; it'll go on sale for $800.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about us actually
about
making it till that day, but whatever.
Well, thanks for bringing us down, James.
Black Friday means something different this year.
So
anyway.
I don't know where to go with that.
Just roll right past it.
So yeah, those look pretty cool. I'm excited to see those reviews and things like that on those. But I might possibly be in the market later this year for a TV for my basement. We'll see.
Oh really? Are you getting another one?
We only have one. We only have one TV in the house.
I forget.
I'm eyeing that 75-inch one there for $2,000. I'm in the market, as it were, for a new Vizio.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the 85-incher to go on sale. Then I'm going to do it and sell my
Assuming the
Current
reviews are
TV
good.
to my father.
Boom. And it'll pay for that other one hands down.
No,
I don't
I
think so.
wish.
Not unless he really sticks it to his dad. Yeah, Dad, this TV's totally worth $3K.
He knows too much. I can't do it.
All right.
Enjoy your
So-
time with your dad.
So,
James,
I just
we've been over this.
I just want to.
James, tell us
Yeah.
about how Google isn't out of glass
Dude,
yet.
I was so happy when I wrote that headline. Say it again.
Google isn't out of glass yet.
Oh, that was stupid. I don't want to do that.
That was
Okay.
loud.
Yeah, I turned it up too loud. So Google just barely acquired another company, which is kind of on par for Google. But when I first read the name of the company, I was like, they have Kanye's son? What? No, it just turns out that there's a company named North, not just like a person. Because why would you name your
It
kid a
says-
direction?
It says a little bit about you that the first thing you thought of was Kanye's baby named North instead of just the direction on a compass. I don't
Can
know
I-
what it says about you, but
North Face, like there's a lot of different companies using North in the name there.
He likes his celebs.
Well, Owen, if I need like the best recommendation on beef jerky, I'll come to you, bud. But until
Nom,
then,
nom,
I'm going to
nom,
keep
nom.
being worried that we're stealing babies. So, and it's 2020. We just had murder hornets. Anything's possible. So, anywho, yeah, they just barely acquired another company, and just as soon as you thought Google Glass was dead, guess what? Super not. Because that's what North was doing. Now, that being said, in the article, it wasn't super clear as to what North actually made outside of smart glasses. Like, it didn't go into the technology behind it. So I ended up having to do a little bit of digging, and I went to YouTube and searched it, and I found TechCrunch, and they had a whole story about the glasses that they offered. And it was kind of, not going to lie, a big ordeal to get, like, the glasses. You had them, like... You had to have them like custom tailored to your face. You had to have your face like 3D scanned. And once you had the glasses made, I mean, it's not like you share glasses with anybody,
Right.
but they, they were personalized to you, because it's like this hologram that's in front of you. So it's more like AR than it is VR.
that's how Google Glass was. It
Well,
was
just-
more AR.
Just like
Yeah.
just like fitting your own real glasses to your face, they have to point the light on the right spot on your retina. So
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
understand that.
And in the video, she had other people wear them, and the other people were like, "I cannot see it, like at all." And
Yeah.
and here's the thing: it looks really cool. Like the features are really cool. Obviously, you can't look at it like this is, what Tom Cruise is going to be wearing in future movies. Like obviously, this is like
Cruise?
steps to the future of
Got
like what it's
Jarron's
going to be.
attention. Yeah,
Dude,
this
that dude is
uh,
so short. I saw pictures of him this week. Holy moly!
He
That's
is,
right, Gene. That's
he
right,
is a
Jarron.
tiny
He's
man.
my size.
He is- oh, right.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both 4'10".
I mean,
Hey.
he's
Nailed it.
he's
No, he's
normal.
5'7".
But
Right, Jarron? 5'7"?
Yep, that's
I got
right.
But in looking at the glasses, the woman who did it is really, really pretty, but I noticed something that was very off-putting while watching her do like the tech demo or call like an Uber or whatever.
Was
Okay,
one
so
eye bigger than the other?
kind of. It was like this. All right, so right now I'm going to go ahead.
Nice here.
I'm going to go ahead and call. I'm going to go ahead and call us an
Very
Uber. All right, let's go ahead.
She went all
right
cross-eyed?
there. Let's do that. Okay, so we just ordered an Uber. Okay, let's
Sounds
order
like
a pizza.
they're
All right,
making
do you
it
want
focus.
it with pepperoni? Do you want it with cream cheese? Like, what kind of pizza do you want?
Careful, your eyes are going to get stuck.
Dude, that's the thing is I just see so many lazy eyes in the future. Like,
I think
That'll
this
be
is
a-
going to be this will be totally used for targeted ads. Like you'll walk by and they'll be like, blidding, blidding.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It'll be one of those things where it becomes so useful to have a lazy eye that it'll be...
Evolution.
Evolution will create the rest of our race with lazy eyes for the...
They'll be like,
Lazy
You're-
eyes
you're,
will become
for
a
the-
symbol of wealth,
for the
and
AR,
then it'll
yeah.
become
Oh my gosh.
attractive.
Yeah,
it'll
it'll
be
be like,
Just like back in the day, it was if you were larger of girth, it was a sign of
oh,
wealth.
he must be able to afford a lot of food.
Exactly.
She's got two
Your,
lazy eyes.
your son Your son was not born with a lazy eye. Would you like us to slap him on one side
Right?
and lazy that eye up for you? We can
just-
do that right here in the hospital.
We just need
Owen taking
the
it
little
too far
guy.
again.
Yeah.
He's got to have a little drift.
There you go. Then we drifted that eye for you about 2%. Would you like any more? We can slap him again.
I always just think of that joke in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation about Chevy Chase's niece that was cross-eyed. Randy Quaid, remember his cousin or
Yeah,
brother-in-law, it's his
Yeah.
brother-in-law. He said, "Oh look, little Mary Sue or whatever her name is. She's not cross-eyed anymore." She's like, "Yeah, it's the darndest thing. Fall into a well, go cross-eyed. Get kicked in the head by a donkey, cross-eyed goes away."
Oh, I miss those jokes. They're not going to be able to make those anymore. It's bad.
That's what we have 80s movies for.
To go back and realize how bad we were.
That's right.
As a society.
But that being said, like I'm just excited to see because apparently they were talking that Apple is coming out with some kind of like face wearable, and so it's interesting to see this race come to a head and see who's gonna come out on top.
Would be hilarious is like 5 years down the road, no one has released smart glasses yet.
Well, that's what it feels like ever since Google Glass debuted like 5 years ago. It's like, oh man, that's the future. And here we are 5 years later and nothing.
The thing is, I don't want to wear glasses. I'm wearing contacts for a reason.
Yeah, I got LASIK for a reason, man.
I keep using my the future of glasses being AR and VR as my reason to not even think about LASIK. I'm gonna wear glasses 10 years from now anyway.
Yeah,
when I use glasses instead of a cell phone. So who cares?
I'm already
I know I'm fooling myself, but whatever.
my brain's already broken from having my smartphone on me all the time. Like I don't want that in front of my eyes constantly.
Think about that.
I already have too much of a problem.
You wouldn't have to remember anything ever again. It would
No,
all be just able to pull it up in your vision, just like
You'd have to remember the search term, but if you're
That's
out of
true. That's it.
batteries,
Yep.
you're screwed.
Yep, that's the future right there.
It's
All
the
right,
future I want to live in.
It'll be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. Google has a history of buying companies, taking whatever they want from them, and then discharging them at a rock bottom price.
Right.
And then seemingly doing nothing with it afterwards.
And exactly. So
Was that what they did with Boston Dynamics?
I don't
Is
think.
that the robotic
No,
company? They
they
bought
sold
them and
them.
They sold
they
them.
bought them, did nothing, lowered their value, and then
Same-
spit them out.
Same thing with Motorola. They bought Motorola for $12 billion. 11 months later, they dumped them for $3 billion.
Here's the thing.
Well,
I kind of
that's how
think
that's how Google goes to the bathroom.
I kind
Oh,
of
we're
think
done
that
with Motorola. It's circling
must-
the ball.
Yeah, they must consume.
I'm sure they just want it for the patents. They take the patents they want and then discharge the rest of the company. Wouldn't
I think a
surprise me
little-
at all.
a little piece of me thinks that Google is full of nothing but time travelers. That's why they have so much money, but they come back in time to try to like prevent future things. So they
Show
came
about
back to
that.
like kill Boston Dynamics.
Pretty
What's
sure
that
that's
sh- what-
The Travelers.
The Travelers, yeah, that's the
Great show on Netflix.
show. Yeah, you got to watch The Travelers.
Outstanding show.
What has Google actually done though in the past, I don't know, 10 years?
They have a pretty
I mean,
effective search engine.
well, that
but that's 30
existed 10
years
years
ago.
ago.
Chrome?
Android,
20
that existed
years ago.
10 years ago. And, I mean, they haven't really iterated on much.
Pixel?
Yeah.
Exactly. Pixel? Stadia?
No, Stadia, no. That's garbage.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Their enterprise stuff has really taken off. So their analytics
Yeah.
and their enterprise footprint has really taken off in this economy where
But
nobody
is it
wants to
beating
host stuff.
Is it beating Amazon though? I mean, AWS seems kind of like the
AWS is the 800-pound gorilla for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
as far
I
as
think
as far as
over half-
compute,
Over half of the stuff
Microsoft
in the
as
cloud
well,
is
they're-
hosted on AWS stuff.
yeah,
Microsoft has really taken off in that space too. So like,
Yeah.
is Google really beating Microsoft and Amazon?
I would say on the consumer side, in the last 10 years, what Google can show off for itself that's pretty good is the Home Assistant stuff. The Hey Google, devices.
It seems
have a
like
bone to pick with that, by the way.
It seems like Amazon has a bigger foothold in that though, with Alexa.
did you know you cannot change? You can't change the activation word. on
Yeah,
your
not
phone.
like on Amazon.
So I have my phone running Google, and I
Yep.
just plugged in my Google Home that I was like, oh, I'm going to get this out and actually play with it. And now when I tell them to play music from Spotify, My phone goes, okay, and my Google Home goes, nothing's playing, because like they don't communicate, and you can't change the active word.
Oh, weird.
Because I asked my Home Mini to say, hey, tell me my news update or whatever, and my phone takes off and starts doing it, and I'm like, no, I want it on the speaker, but they fight. It's the dumbest thing. You can't change
I'll
the
say
activation word.
one really cool thing about the HomePod is the HomePod communicates to the iPhone, communicates to the iPad, to the computer. So if you're in the same room as the HomePod always wins, no matter what.
That's
Yeah.
one
Which
thing
is
that Apple,
super cool.
if you're in the ecosystem with their stuff, it just works so seamlessly. There's no doubt about that.
Like when you say, hey Siri, like the iPhone will light up, the HomePod will light up, and then the HomePod will respond, and then the iPhone just like goes blank screen after that because it
That's
communicates.
awesome.
Yeah.
When it works. Right, Siri? Hey, Siri. Didn't even wake up. Piece of
Hey
garbage.
Siri.
Alexa,
Ah,
Cortana. You know, they published a list recently.
Cortana.
They published a list. They published a list that all the different words. See, mine fired up. Hold on. Yeah. So, but they've published a list of words that accidentally activate all the different.
Oh, that sound
home
kind of
assistant.
like.
So Montana will trigger Cortana.
Man, and I always have long, in-depth conversations about Montana.
If you do, you
Good thing
are
I don't have a
screwed.
Cortana.
Or
My son's
or the
name triggers
Cortana's even a
Siri.
thing.
It's really bad.
Yeah. So.
And James, I'm just sorry for you.
Yeah, that's where Lex always makes the joke that she's like, you can tell who your real friends are when they actually change their Amazon Alexa name.
Oh, I guess I qualify
Aw.
because I changed mine to computer because I think
Oh.
it just sounds cool.
Oh yeah,
It's like you're in Star Trek.
but we can pretend that it's for her.
I know,
Yep.
that is cooler. But on the Sonos, which has Alexa, you can't change the wake word, which drives me nuts. So I have to use
way.
Alexa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's lame.
Yep.
Let's hit on this real quick. You need to go check out this link in the show notes to what Disney is doing with the face. What do they call it? Deep fakes.
Oh, right.
They're breaking into the deep fakes algorithms and stuff like that to make their own version so they can use it in movies.
See, it took
And-
porn to popularize it. Now Disney has it. There we go.
Well, there you
they
go.
should have-
One
they should
step
have done this
leads
with-
to another.
Carrie Fisher and Rise of Skywalker.
I think it says in the article that some of their tech was used in that, but it's still very much in the early stages. But there's about a 4-minute long video that's a demo about how theirs compares to the other ones and what they do differently.
Wow,
One of the
that's
things
creepy.
One of the things is they do 1024 by 1024 pixel resolution of the faces versus every other deepfake video you see is only 256 by 256. So they're starting off the bat with a higher resolution version
give
of
it-
it
give
that
it
looks
the
more
AI more,
realistic and
right.
it gives the AI more reference points as well as easier to blow up on a big screen and make it
Right.
look good. So I'm sure they'll continue in that trend with higher resolution stuff, but it was really impressive. You can some of them it looks, I would say 95% accurate. The title I put for this article was called "Disney is Climbing Out of the Uncanny Valley" because that's the problem with deep fakes right now is most of them they look good but just not good enough, and it makes them kind of creepy looking. Whereas Disney is getting a lot closer to it, not looking as creepy looking, but there are definite limitations I noticed watching this video where if you take someone, like say someone that has a wide face and try to put the wide face on someone that has a skinny face, it still looks weird. So there's definitely going to have to be, you're going to have to match like rough face sizes up for people that you want to do it to. But
Well, there's a lot of ways around that kind of animation. I mean, like Jurassic Park did it perfectly. The first one with the first T-Rex, even though I don't remember if that's animatronic. I'm pretty sure that one's animated.
it was both.
But a lot of it is all about having one light source, about having like elements
Yeah.
in the foreground and the background that help to normalize it. But
For
what's
sure.
tough about the face is it's the imperfections in life that make it register in your brain that it's real.
Yeah.
And your face has so many unique muscles, and everybody's face is like a fingerprint. Your muscles move differently.
Yeah.
So like, look at Owen's face. That's kind of like a sociopathic face right there.
Yeah,
like
look
I
at
could
Owen.
not. I could not get my face to rest like that. I mean, look at that. That is a face that chokes out chipmunks every now and then. And Tony,
Where do you keep them,
trying-
Owen?
What do you think he uses on a smoker?
Don't
It's
ask.
dinner.
You don't
I
want
make
to
my
know.
own pellets.
We call them chipmunk pellets.
I'm going after Owen right now because I'm going back through our old catalog because season 1 and season 2 are both up on YouTube. And I'm going back through and I was listening to Owen's deep cuts.
Yeah, James has been hard at work, and our first 2 seasons of content, first 2 years of content are now up on our YouTube channel.
And if you want to look, we have a different art style for every single season. The first season is Futurama. Second season is South Park. Third is going to be Family Guy. Fourth is... What's the other ones that we did? We did...
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty is going to to be 5th season.
5th, yeah. The other one that we did is...
I know we have Adventure Time, but we have one more besides that.
No, I think that's it.
Uh-oh. Then I might have...
You might have
done
miscounted.
one too few. Yeah, anywho.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's really cool. If you want to check out some of the old stuff, go check it out. Yeah, I only see 3 in our chats that you sent me. You've sent me Futurama, Family Guy, and South Park. And then we had...
Adventure Time. That's going to be
That'll
4th
be
season.
4th, okay.
Yeah,
We
that's the
don't
one that we
those
haven't
back
gotten
yet.
artwork yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you went to Fiverr and got some guys to do these, some folks on Fiverr, and they did a great job. These all look fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised, honestly. I would have asked one of my art friends to do it, but getting it done on Fiverr, and I think we got a total for each one of them, like the most we paid was like maybe $27 for all 4 of us. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel bad asking one of my art friends to do it. But if somebody on, Fiverr wants to earn money in the background, ba-boom.
There you go. Also, quick mention, this is more of a PSA and me ranting. YouTube TV is hiking their price again in August. They're going up to $65 a month, which
That
is
has
now...
gotten expensive.
I know. Now it's to the point where I'm like, I think I'm going to dump it. They're saying, oh, it's going to be worth it because you're getting like 6 or 7 new channels. But
Are one of those channels like HBO or Stars or something like that?
no, it's just stuff that you get normally anyway. It's like Nicktoons and Comedy Central and a couple of these MTV. These are channels I'm just like, they should have been there to begin with.
I thought the whole point of this whole
Cutting the
business
cord,
model,
cutting the cable.
cutting the cord is so you can pick and choose what you actually want, so you can
Yeah.
pay less.
Well, apparently all of them now believe that is not the case, and you have companies like Google with YouTube TV and Hulu with Hulu TV that just want to give you trimmed down versions of your cable package for close to the same amount as
Yeah,
your
so why
cable
not just
package.
keep your cable package?
Yeah, I think I'm going to dump it. 65 is too much.
Up from what?
55 up from 45 a year ago.
I thought it started at like 35, didn't it? I'm
I
probably
think
wrong.
it did, yeah.
I think you're right. So yeah, it's pretty much doubled in price since they started, and you have not got double the quality of content. That's for sure.
If it came with because it's Google, if it came with like a Stadia game subscription with a Stadia with like a premium subscription like to Stars, HBO, something like that, I could see that being like
So, yeah,
reason it out for that price. But
If they did 65 and it had Stadia, which I don't care about, but it'd be cool if they included it. If it had Stadia and a YouTube subscription, so you don't have commercials in YouTube, and their YouTube music. If it was all of that stuff for 65, it'd be a good value. Even 75, I would say. All of those things would be family accounts for those things would be a good value for 75 bucks.
Are they producing their own content
No.
on Google? Yeah,
they
so
don't.
it's just
So
you used to have
like a
YouTube stuff?
cable. It's
They
just
quit
like
doing that.
Right, so it's just a cable company, but
is.
digital.
It is.
Right?
It-
It, just comes across your internet pipe and uses your
Wait,
data.
Google quit doing something? I don't believe it.
Yeah, can you believe that then?
Check the graveyard. Check the Google graveyard.
So, yeah, for 65 bucks a month, you're basically getting a basic cable package with good DVR at this point.
Ew.
So, yeah, I think I'm done because I already pay for friggin' HBO Max, DC Universe, Hulu, and Netflix. And so you add those up, and I'm already in at like 40 bucks with those.
Is it the commercial free Hulu?
I do, yeah, the commercial
Yeah, me
free
too.
Hulu because It was one commercial that put me over the edge on that a couple of years ago. It was
The Arby's commercial?
Nope, it was not the Arby's. It was the Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that. That was
love
horrible.
bread. Oprah Winfrey.
I love bread.
I love bread. She did Weight
just seems
Watchers, I
aggressive.
believe.
Oh, the same commercial got me too. Yeah.
Yep,
I
and
remember
because of that, we switched to
I love bread.
I love bread.
Plot twist. That was by design.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if
They're like,
people
it's
at
a
Hulu-
win-win. It's win-win.
Yeah.
We either sell Weight Watchers
Or
or
I get people on the
people-
O network.
Exactly.
People are so annoyed by this commercial that they upgrade to the paid version of Hulu.
It wasn't bad the first 20 times. This is the 21st time they got me.
I was going to say, it's not that it's a bad commercial. It's a fine commercial. But they would literally play it every single commercial
what about
break.
what about
Every single one.
So is it kind of like that battery pack thing that's going on YouTube that was going around that solar battery
Yes.
charging thing that was just
Oh, I
Yep.
hated that one.
It was in
That's
front
so
of every
annoying.
single commercial, every
oh
single
my
video.
gosh, somebody
And
paid
that's
a
what
bunch
the-
of money for that.
That's what the Weight Watchers Oprah commercial was. It was in every single commercial break. I love bread. Every commercial break.
No way.
And as someone who can't eat bread, it was really offensive.
That's great.
Guys, he's not laughing. He has a straight face.
Oh, shoot.
Which makes it even funnier.
Is that what caused you to upgrade, Jarron? To
Yeah,
Hulu Plus?
yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
that was the same
one.
thing.
You know what, Jarron? I watch those orphan dog commercials and I don't get offended, so you'll be fine.
You're not a dog.
Maybe
No,
one day
but I did get
maybe one day
orphaned.
they can cure what you have, Jarron, but nothing will ever fix James.
Therapy. Therapy.
You don't have to go to the old episodes to hear Owen be a
Yes.
jerk to James.
Yes,
It's right
It's
here.
helping. It's helping right now. I don't take paint chips off my wife's car when she leaves because I'm too afraid that I'm not going to be able to identify her car when she inevitably leaves.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh, what if that actually happened? Oh.
That did when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, he already talked about this, and you had
No,
the same
I'm
reaction,
talking.
Jared.
I'm talking about his wife leaving him.
Oh. Well, that's going to happen, but I did anchor her down with 2 babies, so
Yeah, that'll keep her
Yeah, that makes sense.
for a while anyway.
yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's see. We got time for probably one more story, and then James's Games's
What year are we on this year?
96, I think.
Yes, 96. What a good year.
Actually, let's do two stories real quick because this one's a short one from Owen about the Microsoft stores.
Oh yeah, they're out. This the pandemic has caused them to rethink their entire physical footprint. So
You would think they would have thought that about 2 years ago.
yeah, right. That was when I first went. There's a Microsoft store. Oh
Yeah, there's
for-
2 in Salt Lake.
yeah, they were.
Yeah,
They
it
were.
was.
They became very useful for me because I had a bunch of whiny employees that wanted to have specific Microsoft devices. And I couldn't get them in time for their and so I was like, oh, there's an actual Microsoft store, and I just walked in and picked them up. So that was helpful. But now they've announced plans to scrap all of their Microsoft locations, which really sucks.
Except
for 4, which will be for what they're calling the Microsoft experience. So
There was a time where Microsoft released brand new gadgets at a pretty steady clip. Mm-hmm. But
And the store
they
made sense at that point.
Yeah, but it seems to have slowed down. Yes, they're still doing Surface devices, but they're more iterations. They're not really brand new anymore.
right.
Yeah, the only thing I liked the stores for was warranty exchanges.
Exactly.
It
So
made
that's
warranty
where
exchanges really nice.
being the IT guy in a remote, like 100% remote company like I am, I need a repair station to have people take their Microsoft products to for warranty and stuff. And so that's going to really suck for a lot of people that relied on that. The Microsoft store is pretty cool to go into. You could sit down and play an Xbox, check out some of their stuff, put on their headphones, and
I tried the HoloLens there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I never got to try that.
It was
Yeah.
garbage.
Really?
I did not like it.
But you can
It might
sit down and do
have
that.
been. It might have been the pupillary distance was off or something, but it was not a good experience.
I
for
mean,
me.
it was an iTunes. It was the Genius Bar clone. Like
Yeah,
it just,
it's exactly.
without the mass amount of gadgets. Like you walk into the iTunes store, and there's just
Apple Store?
I'm sorry,
iTunes
yeah,
store.
the Apple store. The Apple. You walk into the Apple store, and it's
Ready
just
Player
like,
One.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like there's just like tablets from end to
there's
end,
stuff for you to interact with.
everything
Lots
to try out.
I hate the Apple Store though.
I as well.
So much.
Come with
It's
me,
the worst.
and you'll be.
But yeah, so they tried that, and they didn't have the gadgets to kind of keep it interesting. So cutting it down, 4 stores. They've got one in Australia, London, New York, and
Salt Lake.
they are not keeping that. One other one somewhere else. I can't remember.
It's not in Redmond, is it?
It is. That's the one. It's
Okay,
in Red.
that's the
It's their
corporate.
head. Yeah, it's
I
their
thought it
headquarters.
was in Worcestershire. North
So
Carolina.
you can go and have what they call the Microsoft experience. I don't really understand what that's gonna be, but it won't be for retail sales at all. So
Wouldn't it be funny if they gave you an all-around Microsoft experience, so you got to experience like the red ring of death and like get really frustrated,
Then they come out and smash your toe with a hammer. Like, that's what it looks like when Microsoft messes up your updates.
and then you turn around and somebody just shoves a blue screen right in your face?
Yep, hits you with it, smacks you in the face. Then they tie you up and waste hours and hours and hours of your life.
And then Bill Gates comes out from a corner and he's like, "Vaccine," and like
And
pokes
then,
you.
and they just give you a new computer at the end and you leave.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
you're oddly
experience.
like aroused and happy by the end of it, but
by
like
the end, you're like, I think I came out on top of
you're
this.
glowing with like an optional immunity.
I feel like I'm at a net positive for my
Yeah,
attitude
did
after
I-
that experience. So
Did I
so
or did I or didn't I get dunked on? I don't know.
can't
And that's when
tell,
Bill Gates
but-
just goes. Bill Gates is like, well, if you're doing it right, they won't know you're doing anything at all.
That's right.
Bill Gates takes his whatever 2,000 freaking Santa sled and just slides right off the roof of the store and then just
Yep.
disappears into his vat of honey butter that he sleeps in.
That got weird real
That-
quick.
How do you
I
think
think
his
we just
skin's
saw.
so
I think
silky
we just
smooth?
saw a little glimpse into some of your fetishes, and I don't like what I saw.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like
oddly
seeing
specific.
infinity. Gross.
Yep.
I lied. There's one more story we're gonna sneak in before Jarron does. Or what did I say we were gonna
James's
do?
James's games is.
Oh yeah.
Jarron has way longer hair than I do. Why did you get
Your-
us confused? Okay. Yep.
Quiet
It's
you.
fine.
Owen, tell us about your Thrifty 50 a month late.
Yeah. So it's a month late, but I'm glad that I held out because I randomly found this thing that I didn't plan for. So, but
So
it's
you
called.
inadvertently held out?
Yeah. Look, James, you don't gotta take this from me. It's called Eau de Space. Eau de Space. It's a cologne.
Oh,
This smells like space.
It's the space cologne. So using the Freedom
Wow.
Infrared, so NASA created a smell that imitates what it smells like in space to give astronauts a chance to acclimate to that.
Interesting.
And using the Freedom Information Act, this company, on Kickstarter, that they have now created Ode to Space. And
Kickstarter. So you're not going to get it for like another 3 years.
Nah,
Who
man,
knows? Who
that's
knows?
just your helmet.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
just you. That's just
That's
you.
not.
We all got our stuff.
Yeah, and it was awesome. So
Yeah, I still eat out of my Crunch Cup every now and then.
and our bidets have been fantastic.
I don't even remember what I got, but it was great.
Wallet, you got a wallet.
Oh yeah, it is a good wallet. I love it.
So there's a NASA astronaut, Tony Antonelli, says the space smells strong and unique, unlike anything he's ever smelled on Earth. According to Eau de Space,
None
the
of those
company,
are good things.
I know.
They're kind of very neutral.
Like those are strong. Those are strong.
That's a
Very
strong
pungent.
smell.
Yeah.
Very
It's
pungent.
very distinct.
Here you go.
Smells like New Jersey.
Here you go. Seared steak, raspberries, and rum.
That's what the
That's-
smell profile is.
That's what basically that's what it's been described as: seared steak, raspberries, and rum.
Have you ever
What
considered
the-
that this cologne is a play on words? So like people won't want to be around you. They want space.
Hey,
Oh,
smart.
you know,
I was going to
that could
ask,
be-
has science gone too far?
So no, they do say that they use the Freedom of Information Act to acquire the specific smell profile from the government because it was government funded. So
Was the government hoarding that information before?
they just locked
Well,
it
no,
up.
it was just
after 10 years, right? You can apply
Yeah.
for it using the Freedom of Information Act. Somebody sat down and went, man,
was
I wonder
just
what
a-
space smells like.
yeah. It was basically the notes. that they made while creating the smell of space to help acclimatize the astronauts.
So for
Acclimatized?
the low price of $29 plus $5 shipping, I received 2 bottles of this. One of those bottles gets donated to a K through 12 school for STEM research.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for the STEM classes. So
Goes to some emerging kindergarten
they're
class.
they're like, hey kids, here's what it smells like to be in space.
You said you were going to say some. I thought you were going to say some kid.
No.
And I was like, oh, so this is like your body's going through changes, and the smell of space will help cover those.
And just like space is ever expanding, so will your growing bodies.
For the low, low price, you can help some starving child smell like space.
I'm hungry.
It's
I wanted food.
You know the cologne's good when you can get 2 bottles for $29.
For $29.
I see that they
34 with shipping.
they modeled the same. They have the same business model as Tom's.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, they got a spaceman. This is Eau de Space #1, by the way. So
There's going to be more?
there's going to be more. They've got #1, and they've got a space
And then
suit
#2.
on the box. So looking forward to that. Excited to smell like raspberries, seared steak, and rum.
You're going to drive your wife crazy with that. She's going to be all over you.
Which I can only assume is the smell of electronics running, because that's what the space station is basically made of, right?
That's what I was thinking.
They're like, that raspberry smell is just some charcoal that we've activated with raspberries, and the rest is just computer parts melting behind you, keeping you alive.
The seared steak is just from like Kevin the intern. Just
That's you.
Microwaving it for so long.
The seared steak is just you, because
that's your body.
You're being
solar
microwaved.
radiation right there.
They say
That's the
seared
smell.
steak. What they meant was a tanning booth.
So super excited for
Yeah.
that. I'll probably just keep it on the shelf as Eau de Space.
Hey, but we expect a full review.
I will
Yes.
wear it. I will wear it and go in public.
2 things that Owen doesn't normally do. 1, try to smell good, and 2, go in public.
I'm doing
Excuse
this
me,
all
my
for you.
lady.
is
Could
a
you
banner
smell
year.
me?
Yep. They'd be like, "Do you think that I smell like outer space?"
Dude, there's so many pickup lines that you could use from wearing this cologne.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool. I look forward to that. All right, James's Games.
James's Games. I need some kind of cool like intro theme.
You have a soundboard right there. Just play a noise.
All right. Let me see. Here we go. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Why did you encourage him?
Here we go. I'm gonna get it ready. There we go.
This took way too long.
I didn't have the board turned up. All right, I'm not gonna play sound effects. That's stupid.
Or a
We got
1990.
lucky.
So 96, the year
96.
that has the best tasting pennies. All right. So at number 1, Quake.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
Oh yeah, dude, Quake. Quake was awesome. Coming in at number two, Mario 64. Can you believe that it came out back in 96?
Yep.
Have you tried replaying it since then?
No.
Yeah, it's not. It does. It to me, it does not hold up as well.
It's probably
Where are we
more to
at?
do with the frame rate than anything else.
Oh, sure.
I'll bet if it was a nice solid 30 or 60, it'd play.
Yeah, go
good.
play the. Isn't that the one that got hacked, Mario
Yeah.
64?
Yep.
So you can go play it at 1080p now and all that goodness, high res.
They still
See those low-res textures more sharply.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot for the original PlayStation.
Wow.
And then last but not least, no, I got 2 more. Wave Race. Anybody?
Oh,
Wave
yeah.
Race on N64.
That still has some of the best water physics of
It was good.
games.
It did.
Yep.
It did. And then last but not least, anybody want to take a guess at what came out in 96? It's on the Game Boy. It made a really, really big impact and started a whole new franchise.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, and for me specifically, Pokemon Blue. That's the one that I started out with. First Pokemon was a Squirtle, baby.
Take that, Charmander.
I don't have any sad stories about this year. It was pretty good.
Oh, good.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, you can't handle any more
It was
of
the
that.
year of rebuilding after everything went down.
I've already used up my hurt budget for this episode, so I would have had to go into debt.
You'd have to reload.
I would have gone into some hurt budget debt to hurt you, but I'm glad that this is a good year for you.
He will hurt you.
Oh, and you just look more feral than ever, dude.
It's-
Like, I don't know if it's just the
I've
low
given
quality
up.
camera, but
I've given up. That's what it is. I've given up.
no,
I
Angle
don't
I
even-
don't even,
I
I don't
don't-
even
I
care
don't-
anymore. I let
I
my
don't-
beard grow out.
I
I'm
don't-
buying space cologne. Whatever.
And
Angle-
Space Clone is an upgrade from what I smell like right now.
dude, you
So-
got to angle your camera down a little bit, dude. I can't see your belly. Let's see that belly.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Come on, let's see your belly.
I'm not doing
Just
that.
a little image of your belly.
You can't make me do that.
Come on, let's
I'm
see
with
your
James.
belly.
Let's see your belly.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, he flashed it. And guess what? You can check out what he just did on YouTube if you just search Gadget Spot and go to our page. And then hopefully by this time next week we'll have 3 or 4 seasons up.
Many of my family members and acquaintances were like, "How come you're showing up all over YouTube?"
Yeah,
for real?
my father
Yeah.
started listening.
Mm-hmm.
This
So
is
Why are you
is,
guys acting
troubling.
like that's a bad thing?
it's a great thing.
If you
James.
guys had just been nice to me the entire time,
except
it
for
wouldn't
now,
be
my
an issue.
children. Except for now, my children know that I rated them at an 8 many years ago. And they're
only gone
asking
down
me,
since.
and they're asking me what that was all about.
You're like, well, obviously 8 is the highest. It's a
We
weird
had a
scale.
different scale. You guys need to go all the way through all of our seasons.
the
We-
Egyptians only
it's-
go to 8.
Yeah,
See, they
like,
don't believe in 9 and
we're
10.
We're at
It was-
5 now, so I mean, you know,
Just say that it was the time before the virus, and then
Yeah.
like that's like kind of the cleansing.
Also
Yeah.
known as the before 4.
The before four.
All right. Hope you enjoyed what you heard. Thanks for making it to the end if you did so. And we hope that you download us again. And Owen's going to take us out.
Egyptians actually counted to 10.
Oh, way to
fun
ruin
Did they
the
really?
joke. Way to ruin. Actually, I'm glad you did because we would have looked foolish.
I know. It was a joke.
Did they also
That's it.
invent the slide rule?
oh,
I
That
don't
was
think so.
Chinese, right? I think the Chinese invented the slide rule. Never mind.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
All these answers can be answered on next week's podcast.
Jared's
The
looking-
Gadget Spot.
Jaren's looking it up right now. I can see it.
Wow. There goes that sweet outro that I just did.
that you care.
An
We hope you
octal
care.
number system. Interesting.
All right, Owen, take us out.
There it is. Okay. Hey, we hope you care.